Kidney disease, the silent killer. Here's something most people never realize: you can lose half of your kidney function, sometimes more, and feel completely fine. No pain, no warning, and a blood report that still reads normal. That's why doctors often describe chronic kidney disease as a silent disease, and it's far more common than people think. By community studies, roughly 1 in 7 Indian adults has some degree of chronic kidney disease, and the great majority have no idea they do. But here's the hopeful half of the story. Caught early, it's one of the most slow-able conditions in all of medicine. So today, let's make the silent visible. Start with what your kidneys actually do, because it's so much more than making urine. 2 fist-sized organs, quietly running a maintenance crew for your entire body. They filter waste and extra fluid from your blood, around 180 liters of it a day. They help hold your blood pressure steady. They balance your body's salts and water and keep its acid balance just right. They switch on vitamin D to keep your bones strong, and they send the very signal that tells your bone marrow to make red blood cells. So when kidneys begin to struggle, it is never just a plumbing problem. It quietly touches your heart, your bones, your blood, and your blood pressure, almost everything. So why is it so silent? Because your kidneys are built with enormous spare capacity. Each one holds around 1 million microscopic filters. When some are lost, the survivors simply work harder to cover the gap. So your numbers can look perfectly normal long after the damage has quietly begun. By the time the standard blood marker, creatinine, finally drifts upward, a substantial amount of kidney function has often already been lost. And the early symptoms, when they do come, are painfully easy to dismiss. Tiredness, puffy ankles, foamy urine, waking to pass urine at night, itching, a fading appetite. Each one has a dozen everyday explanations. So the disease advances in the dark while everything looks fine on the surface. And here's what makes that silence genuinely dangerous. Long before kidney disease ever threatens something like dialysis, it quietly multiplies your risk of a heart attack and a stroke. In fact, for most people with kidney disease, the heart is the real threat. They are far more likely to suffer a serious heart event than to ever reach dialysis. So this isn't only a kidney story. A struggling kidney is one of the loudest warnings your heart will ever receive. You simply can't feel it being sent, which is exactly why finding it early matters so much. So what causes it? For most people, the same 2 conditions we've returned to again and again on this channel. Diabetes is the single biggest cause. High blood sugar slowly scars the delicate filters. High blood pressure is the second. It batters them year after year. Together, those 2 drive the large majority of kidney disease. Obesity adds to the risk too, often by driving the very diabetes and high blood pressure that do the damage. There are other causes. Inherited conditions like polycystic kidney disease, inflammation of the filters themselves, repeated blockages, or infections. But if you remember just one thing, let it be this: your blood sugar and your blood pressure are quietly also a kidney story. And this hits especially hard in India, now one of the world's biggest centers of kidney disease. Part of it is simply our vast burden of diabetes and high blood pressure. But there is more. In several farming regions, places like Udanam in Andhra Pradesh, there's a distinct kind of kidney disease striking working-age farmers who have neither diabetes nor high blood pressure. It's still being understood, but it's thought to be related to years of heat, hard labor, and repeated dehydration. Add in commonly used painkillers, some unregulated herbal remedies, and very low awareness, and you have a quiet epidemic that most people never see coming. Which brings us to a trap worth knowing, because your kidneys filter everything that moves through your blood, including the things you take. Regular use of common anti-inflammatory painkillers, the kind people swallow for every ache, can quietly strain the kidneys, especially if you're older or already at risk. So can certain unregulated herbal and traditional remedies, some of which have been found contaminated with heavy metals. Deep dehydration, repeated over years, takes its own toll. And some imaging dyes, the contrast used in certain scans, can affect the kidneys too, mainly in people who already have kidney disease. None of this means fearing every tablet. It means using painkillers sparingly, being genuinely cautious with unregulated natural products, and staying hydrated because your kidneys are filtering all of it. So how do you find something you cannot feel? With 2 simple, inexpensive tests. The first is a blood test for creatinine, which gives your eGFR, essentially your kidney's filtering speed. The second is a urine test that measures a protein called albumin, reported as your urine albumin-to-creatinine ratio. And here's the key. That urine test often catches trouble first, picking up a tiny leak of protein years before the filtering speed ever drops. So together, one blood test, one urine test, that's it. No scan, no needle in the kidney, cheap and fast, and yet, even in the people who most clearly need them, they're done far too rarely. One reassuring note. A single high creatinine isn't the same as kidney disease. A passing illness or dehydration can nudge it up for a while. Chronic kidney disease is a lasting change confirmed over time. So who should actually get these two tests? If you have diabetes or high blood pressure, and especially both, this should be a once-a-year check every year. If kidney disease or heart disease runs in your family, if you've already had a heart attack, a stroke, or known heart or artery disease, if you're carrying extra weight, if you're over 60, if you reach for painkillers often, if your work means long hours in the heat, and simply if you're South Asian because our risk runs higher. For these groups, two small tests once a year can genuinely change everything. And this is exactly why it doesn't need to land as fear. No fear, just the why. Caught early, chronic kidney disease is one of the most manageable conditions there is. The vast majority of people found at an early stage never go anywhere near dialysis as long as it's looked after. A number on a kidney report isn't a verdict on your future. It's a head start, early, useful, and almost always something you and your doctor can act on. Finding it is the good news, not the bad. So what happens once it's found? Your doctor reads two things together, your filtering speed and your protein leak, plotted on a simple grid that runs from green through yellow and orange to red. Green means low risk, keep an eye on it and tidy up the basics. Red means act decisively. It's a beautifully simple idea, two cheap numbers combined. Tell you both how worried to be and how hard to push. And the most important part, where you sit on that grid, is not fixed. The right steps can hold you in place, slow the decline, and often improve your overall risk. So what genuinely slows it down more than people expect? First, tighten the two big drivers, get your blood pressure and your blood sugar into target. There's a particular family of blood pressure medicines, the ones whose names end in pril or sartan, that don't merely lower pressure. They directly protect the filters and shrink that protein leak. And then there's the real breakthrough of the last few years. A group of tablets called SGLT2 inhibitors. They began as diabetes drugs, but large trials showed they slow kidney decline substantially, even in people without diabetes. Add the everyday levers, less salt, a sensible amount of protein, a healthy weight, not smoking, steady hydration, and easing off those painkillers, and together the whole trajectory bends. It's worth pausing on that breakthrough because for decades, kidney medicine had little to offer beyond controlling blood pressure and sugar. That has changed. Those SGLT2 inhibitor tablets, along with newer options like Finerenone and even some of the Weitan diabetes medicines, have for the first time been shown to protect the kidneys and the heart together. But hear the boundaries clearly. They are chosen by your doctor for your stage and your situation. They work alongside the basics, never instead of them. And they are absolutely not a reason to skip the two simple tests that find the problem in the first place. So if you take one thing from this, you cannot feel your kidneys, so the move is to test them. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or a family history, ask your doctor for two things by name, an eGFR and a urine albumin test once a year. Because catching this early is the difference between a quiet course correction and a crisis you never saw coming. Want it all on a single page, what the numbers mean, who should test, the things that quietly harm kidneys and what protects them. Comment the word honest and we'll send you the free kidney health cheat sheet. If this made a silent, frightening subject feel clearer and a lot more in your hands, subscribe. Page, what the numbers mean, who should test, the things that quietly harm kidneys and what protects them. Comment the word honest and we'll send you the free kidney health cheat sheet. If this made a silent, frightening subject feel clearer and a lot more in your hands, subscribe. That's exactly what we're here for. We make